Hello, and welcome to this Price-A-Job tutorial. In this video, we'll be taking a look at the internal decorating module in Price-A-Job. To access the internal decorating module, navigate to the Internal Finishes category here in the module toolbar and select Internal Decorating, and click Create. We can use this module to estimate the costs for painting walls, painting a ceiling, wallpapering, preparation, or decorating woodwork. To start with, let's take a look at painting walls. First, we'll enter the area of the walls to be painted. If we know the area, we can simply input it here, let's say 25 square meters. If we need some help in calculating the wall area, we can click the Area Calculator button. And this opens the Area Calculator. Below, we can add a section of wall to help us calculate the area. Here we can choose the wall shape, whether that's a trapezoid, a square, or other shapes. Most likely, the wall will be a square. Here we can input the height, say that's 2.4 meters, and a width, let's say 4 meters long, and save. And that automatically calculates the area of this section of wall and adds it to our calculator, 9.6 meters. Now, if we have a square room with 4 walls, we can increase the quantity to 4 walls. And Price-A-Job automatically calculates the area of these 4 walls to be 38.4 meters. Now, if we need to deduct any of this area to account for openings of windows or doors, etc., then we can do so by clicking a new section, adding a section, adding the height of this, let's say it's a 1 meter square window, and then rather than adding this to our calculator, we'll change the operator to a minus symbol and save that. And if there are 2 windows, we can increase the quantity to 2, and Price-A-Job automatically deducts that area from our total area of coverage. And we can repeat this process for any other doors or openings, etc. Alternatively, if we have already prepared our rooms in the Rooms tab in advance, then it makes our job much easier. We can just click the Rooms tab here, and based on the floor area, perimeter, and height of each room that we've input, Price-A-Job has automatically calculated the walls area of every room of the house. So if we're doing the living room, we can simply remove these sections that we added, and simply click the plus button of the walls area to add that area to our calculator. When we click Save, that amount is added to our main stage here. Next, we can specify whether the painting will include a mist coat only, mist plus 1 coat, 2 coats, or 1 or 2 coats only. Let's assume a mist coat plus 2 coats. Then we can indicate the color, either white, magnolia, which is the most popular in England, or an alternate color, which is generally more expensive, or a feature color, which is usually the most expensive. Under the COG settings, we can see the manufacturer's recommended mist coat coverage in square meters per liter, and the paint coverage as well. If we need to override these for any reason, we can do so here. Then we can select our paint. If the paint is supplied by client, we can select that here, and this will be indicated here in our description. Paint supplied by client. If we'll be supplying the paint, then we can choose from a variety of paints here from the Price-A-Job library. Under the COG settings, we see the manufacturer's specifications for the mist coat and paint coverage in meters per square liter, and we can override these if necessary. Next, we'll take a look at painting the ceiling. It's a very similar process. We can input the ceiling area here, we can say 20 square meters, or we can use our area calculator. We can use the same method by adding sections of ceiling, or as a shortcut, if we've already added our rooms in the Room tab, we can use our Rooms tab here, and in most cases the ceiling area will be equivalent to the floor area, except in the case of vaulted ceilings. So let's assume that these are just flat ceilings, and we can just click plus on the floor area to add that area directly to our area calculator. We can remove this 0 section here as it's not needed, and then save, and that transfers this amount directly to our stage. Then we can select our coats, whether this is mist coat, 1 coat, or 2 coats. Let's say mist plus 1, and we can choose our color, white, magnolia, color, or feature. We'll choose magnolia. Set the paint type, supplied by client, or we can set an allowance. If we're setting an allowance, then we can set the cost per liter here, say £10 per liter plus VAT. And again, we have the manufacturer's coverage specifications, which we can override if necessary. Next, let's take a look at wallpaper. Again, we can use the area calculator to calculate the wall coverage. In this case, let's just assume it's the same as the painted walls. We'll just input here 52. and this opens the wallpaper stage. So here we can select the type of wallpaper, whether this is supplied by client, or we can set a wallpaper allowance, or choose the wallpaper from the price of job library. In the case of a wallpaper allowance, we can set the cost per roll, say £20 per roll. And that is added to our description as well. If we take a look under the cog settings, we can see the default measurements for the ceiling height, roll length, and roll width, and we can adjust these as necessary. Next, let's take a look at the preparation stage. For preparation, we can click the preparation icon here, and this gives us a variety of options. We'll start with preparation. This opens the preparation window, and we can choose the jobs that need to be completed, including fill holes and cracks, sand and fill, burn off paint, remove paint with chemicals, wire brush metal surfaces, wet cleaning, pressure wash, smooth walls, or smooth sealing. For this example, let's fill some holes and smooth the walls. And these are added to our preparation list. Next, we can add any materials required. And we have a variety of categories to choose from, including sealants that might include silicone or expanding foam. We also have fillers, including Gyproc filler, Decorators caulk, or powdered interior filler. We'll take one of those. Then we also have building chemicals, including PVA, render mix, or waterproofer. Let's select a tub of waterproofer. Also gloss paints. And there's a variety of satinwood, high glass, or eggshell paints to choose from, as well as metal paints in a variety of colors. We also have primers and undercoats, including acrylic or exterior undercoats. We can also choose from self-adhesive rolls, like carpet protection or multi-surface protection. There's also a variety of scrim tape, such as joint tape or corner tape, and we'll take a roll of each of those. And there's also dust sheets, and we'll be needing a few of those as well. We'll take some polybacked and cotton twill. And when we're done with our materials, we can close this window, and this is all added to our preparations pane here. Next, if there's any materials to be removed before we can do our decorating, we can click the removal button, and this opens the library with a variety of estimates for various types of removal, such as plasterboard, plaster, cement rendering, ceramic or porcelain tiles, cladding, wallpaper, or wall prep. So let's say in this case we'll be removing some wallpaper first. Strip the wallpaper using a steam paper stripper, and some wall preparation as well. We can also look at the ceiling finishes category, again with a variety of removal jobs listed: plasterboard, lathe and plaster, suspended ceiling, gypsum, ceiling prep, and strip wallpaper. For this one we'll just say ceiling prep. We also have other categories here for concrete demolition, landscaping, plumbing and heating, roof, floor finishes, walls and chimney, woodwork, and building and outbuildings. And once we're done, we can close this window, and now all of our removal items have been added, as well as the estimated disposal volume and recommended number of disposal containers. In this case, half a rubble sack should do. We can round that up to a full number, or if we prefer, we can include a skip or lorry to haul the materials off-site. If we'd like to show these materials in the description, we can check this box here, and all of these preparation items are added to the description. And we can close this window. And in addition to all the materials that we chose for our preparation, the labor for each of those items has been estimated automatically and included in the estimate pane as well. Next, let's take a look at decorating woodwork. And we might use this for decorating doors or windowsills. In the decorating woodwork stage, we can select our materials based on whether we'll be using a paint, oil, stain, or varnish. If we're using a paint, we'll select that. And this opens the paint library. And here we have a variety of job estimates for painting doors, painting windows, painting stairs, painting mouldings, painting floors, or painting other. Let's say we'll be painting a door. And for this, we'll select Prime, Undercoat, and paint a single door. And close that to add that to our stage. We can do the same thing with stain. And we'll see the same variety of categories: stain doors, stain windows, stain stairs, stain mouldings, stain floors, and stain other. We can also choose oil, and we have the same options available for that, or varnish, with a similar set of options. Let's say for this, that will be varnishing the stairs. 2 coats. And then we can close our window, and that is added to our decorating woodwork stage. Under the Caulk settings, we can see the manufacturer's recommended coverage in meters per square liter for gloss, oil, wood stain, varnish, and undercoat, and we can update these if necessary. As we make all of our changes, PricerJob automatically generates a well-written description itemizing the entire job to be performed, along with all the materials and labor included. If we'll be decorating more than one room, we can change the title of this module, for example, to Dining Room. And then we can go to the side here and duplicate this module. Then we can change this title to Living Room and change the measurements as necessary. We'll change the area of the walls here, change the area of the wallpaper, and we'll remove the decorating woodwork. And if we need to make any other changes throughout, we can do so there. Now, when we go to our Reports tab, we can see that PricerJob has created a detailed quote for our internal decorating, separated by the rooms that we specified. Here are the living room details and the dining room details, along with a grand total for the job. If we switch to advanced mode, then we can also show the price breakdown of all the materials, labor, plant, and tool. If we wish, we can click here to print the quote, export it as a PDF, or as a Word document, or email it directly to the client right within PricerJob. And that's how to use the internal decorating module. Thank you for using PricerJob.